Hello, fellow warriors against consensus reality, lovers and seekers of truth, wisdom, knowledge, and the deeper esoteric path. The world we're living in today is a great example of how not to do the 5 sense illusion world matrix. It's what we find ourselves in today is what happens when you allow a certain energy frequency of thought and slash emotion slash kinetic intent. That's really, words are so inadequate to describe these deeper realities. But this is what happens when you let a certain group of people who have a predominant, above mentioned, let them basically control more and more of the 5 sense illusion matrix. We find ourselves with an increase in coldness, in selfishness, in darkness, in negativity, in malevolent chaos, in depression, fear, anger, frustration, etc., and the long list of malevolent mind and emotion states. And when one is finding themselves in this quandary on the one hand, and facing the death of a beloved parent, namely my mother, on the other, during the last few days, it puts a lot of things into focus and makes a lot of things clear. Yes, my mother decided it was time for her to cut her mortal coil, and is much better off now as a result. I say that because she communicated to me moments after her death. Of all the siblings, I was the one with whom she was most close, the closest with. And yeah, she was confirming and reassuring me about how much better off she is now, and being free of her pain-filled body and darkened mind, as she put it in her own words. And see, when you're stuck in a strictly 5 sense illusion matrix, death is the end, the finality of your being, which of course it most certainly is not. We are infinite awareness inhabiting current meat bags, as I keep saying, and that's just the reality of it. The Abrahamic gobshite mindset has added a whole lot more suffering onto death than ever needed to be. It's phenomenal. It's something to be celebrated. This is why the Irish wake is probably the closest to the original and more proper intent towards celebrating a loved one's death. Celebrating their life, celebrating the continuity of their awareness and consciousness. Celebrating the fact that they're onto other worlds and exploring other dimensions. It's kind of interesting in how it took me literally hours to be fully at peace with my mother's death, whereas my 2 siblings, well, the ones that I talked to, it took them, well, they're still going through it. Yes, we decided upon cremation because it's really pointless what happens to the meat bag after you release your usage of it. So much has been, again, thank you, Abrahamic Gobshites. So much has been added to the ritual and pomp and importance of a funeral, and creating it, basically in this case, my big fat Greek funeral. And me being her legal carer and so forth, I thought, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do cremation. I'm sorry, but I'm not an Abrahamic Gobshite, and I knew my mother's wishes about such things, and no, that's not going to fucking work. In my case, a small boat with a sword, axe, and being fired upon by arrows of fire would be absolutely fucking epic. That would be my ideal way to go. But yeah, death does interesting things to a person's perspective of, well, among other things, what's important to you, and the power of words, of intent, of focused will, which in a way, again, words are so inadequate to describe these realities, but focused will, which is basically what sorcery, what magic is all about, nothing more, nothing less, is taking a certain energy vibration of what you wish and really bring it together, weaving it together into a closely woven, intended focus of sort of like a magical dart or a magical arrow or a magical bullet. It's really what it is. And once you become aware of these interconnected, and yes, they are interconnected, perspectives, and when one considers life and mortality and all the rest of that, it really helps you to disconnect from the feeding at the trough of the propaganda machine, the totalitarian tiptoe machine. Because as you well know, it's no longer the being stuck with the pointy magic juice anymore. They now have moved on to climate change, and basically it's not what you think it is. Always look deeper. Always do your research. Always use your own inner discernment and vibes, your own intuition, your own inner divine spark to find the truth that you seek by putting that powerful intent out. Because everything's not what it seems or what you are perhaps brought up or taught that it is. And death is a powerful magic in and of itself to help expand one's perspective and bring a lot of clarity and sweep away a lot of perhaps gathering dust in one's inner attic, relics of past thinking and past ways of being and mental states at the time, because people change. If you don't change, there's a problem. You've got a wee bit of a problem. So don't be afraid to look into things and change your beliefs and your thoughts where necessary once new knowledge and wisdom is brought to you. Very important process, because otherwise you're just creating a formless, empty idol of these ideas and beliefs, and giving so much of your precious energy to them for no real good reason, other than they like a Linus-style comfort blanket. And that's unfortunate. So be well, be safe from the stupidity around you. Be safe from the mask-toting Karens out there. And don't be afraid of death, because it's not the end. It's not what you think it is. Just remember to speak the truth is a lonely path. The sarcastic lone wolf on guitar, out.